Oi, pessoal. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
So today we're going to answer some questions from Lou's Instagram. So they asked us some questions, or they asked her some questions about us. So we're going to make a video to answer them. I'm Jacob Leonard, by the way.
And I'm Louisa. Leonard.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to jump right in. So the first question is, what is our story?
We met in Barcelona, Spain. I was there studying Spanish, and he was there with his school for a summer program.
I was studying.
Okay.
I had classes, kind of. Actually, I didn't really have classes.
And we were in the same school, obviously doing different things, but with the same school, and therefore we were in the same residency, and that's how we met.
We were on the same floor, but on opposite sides of the building. We had 5 people from my school who were on one side of the building, and then one of the professors that came with us was on her side, and it was next to her room. So,
but yeah, so we met on the rooftop of the residency, and I was looking terrible. I don't know how he fell in love with me, but so yeah, we just talked for hours. I talked for hours. Yeah. He listened. So I went to the stairs, and he passes once, and he passes twice, and I'm just observing. And he passes again, and he comes talk to me.
Me?
Yeah. And then he's like, "Hey, how are we meeting tomorrow?" And I was like, "I can give you my number, so we can talk." So
yeah, I thought I was Mr. Smooth.
So that's how we met.
Yeah.
Then after that, it was all
history.
All history.
So, question number 2: does Jacob know how to speak Portuguese?
Can I stop you right there? So, for those who don't know, he is American, estadunidense, and I'm Brazilian.
Oh, yeah.
So, in Brazil, we speak Portuguese. That's why the question.
Yeah, that's probably worth mentioning. So, to answer that question, sim, eu falo pouco português, porque quando... Yeah, I don't know. Before I went to Brazil for the first time, I wanted to make sure that my Portuguese was like decent enough to at least understand her family and like semi-communicate. I studied and I practiced for almost a year before, just on my own and with Lou before, but like we haven't spoken since quarantine, really, and I haven't practiced since I went to Brazil, so I understand pretty well.
It's been a long time.
I understand really well, I think. Yeah. But I can't speak as well. So something just to work on.
Yeah.
But yes,
kind of. He does.
Basically, kind of.
Like when I'm on FaceTime with my family, he pretends he's not understanding things, and then he just like randomly says, "Yeah," and I'm like,
eavesdropping.
Oh, you're such a.
I eavesdrop, and then when they start talking about me, I'm like, "Oh, don't talk about me. Don't talk about me. I don't know what you're saying." Okay, next question. So when did we decide that Lou was going to come to the U.S.?
The first time he went to Brazil, after we said our goodbyes, it was just the worst thing I had ever done. The worst feeling. It was just terrible, and at that moment I just knew he was the one, and I just knew I belonged with him. So at that point, it was only a matter of, so what are we doing? Because I already know I want to be with you.
End of February of 2019, I went to Brazil, and like when I came home, we really started we're like, okay, we're gonna be together. So how do we do this? Yeah. What is it like living in a different country?
Living in a different country permanently, because I've done exchange programs before, twice. I've lived in New Zealand for a year, in Spain for 6 months. But this time it's permanent, and I've been here more than a year now.
Total. She spent over a year.
Over a year, and
in the States.
It's very different, the living itself. But I always tell him that the negative parts, the differences in cultures, get me. Like, you really get me. Yeah,
like it's worse thinking. Like you go to you stayed in New Zealand for a year. And, like there's some things. If there were things there that you're like, oh, I don't really like this. It's not a permanent change that you have to adapt to. You just go with it. But right now, like, I take them more personally because this is gonna be my life. Like the front doors to houses.
I just don't like it. They all have windows, and like Brazil, it's different. So I always like, oh. But it's just the little thing. In the general, it's amazing. I really like it. I like the culture here. It's pretty similar to Brazil. and you know things here are so cheap and all that.
Yeah, things are very affordable. Okay, here's an interesting question. So, what was your reaction to learning that I have a child?
Yeah, I found out about that detail. We were in our first date. You know, the first time we were hanging out. We were talking and just like getting to know each other. And his phone was laying on, you know, in the middle of us or whatever. And then like I see his background photo. It's him with a girl and a boy. And I was more interested in the girl part, but I was like, oh, who are those? And he was like, oh, it's my sister and my son. And I'm like, what? So it was more like, oh, what? That's interesting.
Você tem um filho?
Yeah, you have a kid, but you know, that was basically just the instant moment. And then I don't even know if we talked about it much, but
No, I mean, there wasn't like a, oh my god, what? And like, then it was just like weird. It was just that, it was like,
oh, okay.
You know, wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, no.
It hasn't been a big deal. Yeah. Following that up, has James always accepted Lou? Like, has he been cool with her and whatever? Yeah, since they like met and like.
I mean, I would say yes. The first time, like I met him in person, I bought him a bike. Spider-Man bike, and has like this cool like things that you press in, has like spider webs. So I think like I got his heart over there, you know, like, oh, she gave me a bike.
It was a good like first in-person introduction for him. We went to the Parthenon in Nashville to see my friend Tommy Cully. It was just such a hot day, and we got popsicles, and he wanted me to hold him, and I just refused. I was like, no way, dude, it's so hot, like I'm sweating already. If I hold you, then I'm just gonna be pouring. And I was
like, I'll do the job. So that's basically our relationship. He says no, I will be there. Like if I'm not in the mood, he goes for it. It's great.
Yeah, and like James didn't even question. He's like, oh, you're gonna hold me? Like, let's do this.
Yeah, and like this is a representation of our relationship with him. Like, I'm like, I don't do the running, I don't do the hide and seek kind of thing. It's him. But like, you know, if we're gonna do like the imagination kind of art stuff, I'll go and jump right in.
Yeah.
So
which I participate, but not.
Yeah.
She's better with it.
I participate some on the running, but then I get really tired and I'm like, nah.
Next question. What is our best memory that we have together? I think that we have, I mean, all of our memories are good, whatever, but I think we have different favorite memories. Yeah. So that, I think we'll tackle that question. You go.
I have two favorite memories. It's that.
Two mostest favorite.
Yeah, the first one is, as I was saying, like the first time we actually hang out for the first time. It was very special. We just connected, and it was like it was very amazing. There was fireworks and everyone at the beach eating and drinking, and we were just like, it really seemed like there were so many people there, but it felt like it was just us. Yeah. And I have never had that experience before. I really felt that everything was in slow motion, and I could just focus on him.
I think it was really like our first moment together.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of long moments in one, but like that was our first together experience since we met each other. And it was beautiful.
It was beautiful. And my second favorite is when he proposed. I guess we will talk about it a little bit later, but
yeah. So we are married.
We are married already.
Her ring's missing.
Because of coronavirus, we weren't able to have our wedding. We had to cancel it, and we still haven't rescheduled because my family's from Brazil. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna have it at some point.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Once.
But we got married, just us and our amazing friend Kelly. Your favorite memory?
Yeah, Lou knows my favorite memory.
Because he always tells me, like, I love it. I love it.
It's always been my favorite memory. This cake.
It was like
a bakery? I don't know.
It was kind of like a bakery, kind of like cafe, tea, really
it's a little place
sweet.
To go. Eat cake, have coffee, hang out. Pies. They had like really cool furniture. It was super nice. So anyway, we decided to like I don't know who you mentioned that, right?
Yeah, I've gone there so many times with my mom and sister, so I was like, let's go together.
Yeah, so we went and had what I would call like our first date. It was just such a good memory for me. Like the light was just hitting her face, and like her eyes were just, I mean, they're so beautiful, and like I was just staring at them just so intensely, and she was sharing, you know, all this stuff about her life, and we were just talking.
Yeah, we were there for like good 2 hours.
It was a long time. During that time, like I had this thought of, you know, like the way I'm looking at her and the way I'm feeling, like I feel like I hope that she's the last person that I ever could feel like this for and like look at in this way. So I just felt like in that moment, like I knew, you know.
I love you.
I love you too. So, yeah, for me, it's like the moment where they say you know when you know. And in that moment, I felt like I knew, and I was like, wow. So it was cool. You will know when you know. I thought that was bogus before, but I promise, like, no fluff, no smoke here. Like, it's literally you just get it, right?
Yeah.
Was it like that for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
when he left Barcelona, just a disclaimer, I called my mom and start crying. Like, when she started crying too, I just shared everything, and he left me a letter, and it was absolutely beautiful.
That's the best amount. Yeah. I got lip gloss on. What you know?
I don't have lip gloss on.
Oh, I have lip gloss on.
You?
Okay. So next question is, how did I propose?
I love it.
We were in a beach in Florida, so Lou was coming to stay in the States for the first time, and we had gone to, where were we? Miami.
We're in Miami.
We were in Miami, Florida, and there was a beach not super far from where we were staying. I managed to convince her to get up super early to go watch the sun rise. I kept saying sunset before. We watched the sunrise in the morning together. Like, we just had a good little moment of just us. I had some music playing, and we danced a little bit, and she like felt my heart beating literally out of my chest, and she asked me what was wrong, and I was like, don't worry about it.
But seriously, we get there, and it's really dark still, and
it's pretty dark.
We set our blanket, and we sit down, and it's just like start coming. Most beautiful sunrise I've ever seen. It was so pink and orange and purple. Oh, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is special. You know, the whole thing, I was like, God is planning something beautiful, because he's painting a beautiful sky.
Yeah, like he was, honestly. I don't know if this happens frequently or not
in the
state of Florida.
Yeah, and we were the only ones there. There was nobody else at the beach. Nobody. So it was very, very special. It was beautiful, and we got a friend from Barcelona to photograph it for us. So
we met Rita in Barcelona. She took our engagement photos, and she was such a,
yeah, she's incredible.
We very much appreciate her. She hid in the bushes for like an hour or something. I don't actually know how long, but she was waiting for us at this location that we'd agreed on.
Really early in the morning, so
she
had the effort to go there and do that. So it was really special. We got to have our celebration party later on with her and my mom.
Yeah.
So it was really good.
Went to a cool sushi place. So thank you, Rita. You captured that really special moment for us.
Yeah.
You also told us which beach to go to, and I don't know if that was just Jesus' plan coming out there, but it was so beautiful.
Yeah, we're very thankful.
Yeah. All right, this is a really, really deep, very
serious,
personal question. Yeah. So we're gonna spend a little bit of time on this one. All right. Should I say it, or do you?
I'll say it.
Okay.
So Emilia, one of my best friends, asked, "How is it being far away from her?" And
honestly, I kind of miss her, you know?
No, it's really sad. We miss you. We wish you were here so we could all hang out, and that goes to all of my Brazilian friends and family. That's the hardest part, being far away from you guys.
Yeah.
It's good also, because once we go back, we're gonna miss them so much, and we're gonna appreciate having them.
It's gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah, that was answering some questions, and hopefully you guys get to know us a little bit. We wanna keep doing this. If not, just in the future, our kids are going to be able to look back and see how young and beautiful,
Beautiful.
their parents were.
But,
if you want to see this people
Yeah,
again, you guys can subscribe and keep an eye on it.
Yeah,
Hopefully we'll post some more things.
Yeah, leave a comment if you want more. If you have more questions, that'd be good. If you want to see something else, like, I don't know, if you want to do an apartment tour, whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll
but-
probably post little James with
Yeah.
us, spending time with us, so that will be fun too.
So thanks for watching.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, and have a good one. Yeah, no noise in the background. Oh, high five right here. Hit me with it.
You don't know though.
Oh,